Greetings, dear, precious, beautiful soul that you are. Yes, I just want you to know how full of gratitude I am that, what may I say, my work is benefiting you, because that's all I desire. That my work is to endeavor for the welfare of all living entities, desiring their greatest happiness and greatest love, and that means their full self-realization, full self God Goddess consciousness, or whatever name of label that means, to be who you really are without layers of ignorance manifesting as fear and doubt and pain and suffering and death and torture and all that we have agreed to. And the key here is be still and be strong. That's the topic. Be still and be strong. And what happens is, when we're constantly reacting to what's going on, what we're hearing, what people are telling us, what we're reading, what we're seeing, and especially in the electronic media and such, because there's so much influence that can be there through these pixels and the energy that is coming forth. So when you're reacting, you are feeding the beast or the machine. You're feeding the suffering machine. And people are only suffering because of the mind. And that meaning that our judgment of something, our analyzation of it, our saying what it is, it's just like someone will say, this was a chance of a lifetime. What does that mean? You mean you think you live in in a year, there's a meat stick and falls over, it's gone, and that's it? Not. You are eternity. See, people are suffering from a poor fund of knowledge. And that poor fund of the knowledge and the knowingness and the beingness of who we really are. And you want to practice being still. And you could using your breath is really good, because it's so keeping you centered. And instead of reacting to everything, excited, depressed, fear, hope, anxiety, these are emotions that feed the beast of the suffering machine. And that is generated then through the mind, and then what happens is we're then calling the shots, because we're saying what it is, and we're affirming the lack and limitation, because, well, after all, that's the results. Well, that's the past, you see. And so then the past is creating the future, and the future is creating the past, and we're limited and actually caught in the loop of infinity. It's in the finite realm repetitively. Now, when you're in the now, you're not repeating with monotonous regularity these habits, these beliefs, these concepts that have been promoted for us to depower ourselves, to make ourselves less than AI or IT information technology, because it's consciousness and because we're the manifestors. So manifest, but the problem is we've been so accepting of all these concepts and ideas that make up this false ego. You have to have an ego. That means your identity. Identify with the divine, the greatness of who you are. You are all the divine, godlike, however you call it, part of the fabric of all that is. And a personal, each of us has our own God, our own divine being with us, who is, and we're all then already together and unified. Let's acknowledge it, recognize it, and be endeavoring for the welfare of all living entities that you desire that for them. Now, what happens, they say, well, some people like being, they're happy when other people are suffering. Well, that may be a different species. See, and we start to notice where this alien influence, that means that's not us, divine, comes from, and it's in the mind. It's an infection. It's like a virus, but a real big time virus that eats consciousness, eats away, but you can never be destroyed, you see. And what it does, so this virus or that itself, and it keeps us focusing out there in the realm of hope that it's going to get better so that I can feel better, and this is going to happen so I'll be okay. This is going to ba-ba-ba-ba. That isn't you. And when you notice that and you're aware of that, you come back to be still and stop reacting to anybody or anything. Witness it. Observe it. And by being there and with that, you will always know exactly what to do in the moment that you need to do it. Because, and people say, well, then you've given your power to the divine. No, my power comes from the divine. I am part of that, and then when I know that, I am being sourced by the, and even if you want to make it up, I'm choosing my God to be magnificent. Loves and adores me and you, and we all are, and that's what's real and true. And you've been taught that's not. It's war, it's conflict, it's this. This is the humans are mean and not. No, this is a lie. Whew. Be still and be